My Jellyfighters, my name is Jim, and this is your Daily Brogue for the 14th of January, 2025. So I've been talking about my post-mortem on my sort of art trade thing from Romeo Robot, his secret robot Christmas special fun thing. Um, and I guess you can tell I do have some love of the self-criticism at the end, so I do that here. And and as you can tell, self-criticism doesn't really help. I still do the same sort of things over and over and over again. Most of them just being sloppy, but some of them may be tactical. But if they're tactical, then probably I don't know what they are. Um, so yeah, at the end of each one of these, I do something. The guy from Roguelike Radio, RIP. I think there hasn't been a Roguelike Radio for a long time. If it's done something recently, tell me, and I'll look it up because I miss it. Um, so the guy from Roguelike Radio, whose name I would remember if they had kept putting out episodes, did say something, which I do not want to use a whip under strength. I'm a little bit thinking a lot of first items recently, meaning like today and last week or whatever. Um, so one of the things he said is that when he hears people saying why they screwed up, they're usually wrong because you screw up earlier on. You don't screw up um, on the tactics. Usually, it's the strategy that is what usually kills you is what you did 3 games ago, not what you did in the last move or 3 levels ago. Excuse me. And that might be true. I mean, there are a lot of things where you can screw up. Um, uh, but I think we've talked about this on the podcast or on in this before. Is that you don't? Oh crap! This might be bad. Let's see. Another email. Let's play with the dagger. First, we will keep in mind blue potion, hallucination, bad, 10 potion K, life. Keep in mind that it would be very useful if we got a potion of detect magic on this level. Warhammer. Where's the scroll? Scrolls down here. Okay, so I do those postmortems, and those postmortems are usually criticizing my tactics. And this guy says, not the tactics stupid, it's the strategy. Okay, so now a lot of this will be for the more true for the longer roguelikes like Adom or NetHack or Dungeon Crawl. Um, than for Brogue, because Brogue has fewer levels and fewer strange things that you need for your build, right? Um, but it's probably still true. Mhm. So um, keep that in mind. Most problems are strategic. So when I do a post-mortem, um, on my probably the best thing is to look at the post-mortem on the story. Now, I have a you have a little bit more of a difficulty here because I have a strong idea about whether I lost or how bad my performance was on a particular level, a particular seed for Brogue, right? Now, if I look at my um, story, that is less true. I have less of a good idea of the quality of the story. Now, I was actually pretty happy with how this came out, considering and all that sort of stuff. That level looks way too empty. That previous level. And I really just feel like that needed extra stuff in it. So, okay, this should get me my identification of that dagger is +0. Okay, so we're going to go back up. Go over here. This monkey steal something. Monkey stole a warhammer. Okay, good. So at least that there's a monkey. I don't see that monkey. Oh, there he is. Well, the whip was. I don't know if the whip is any good. It's a bad whip. I'm going through this again. I mean, this is just too much blank space. What's he got? Well, same with me. So nothing there. Negated jelly. Negated jellies are actually pretty tough. Oh, very good. No, I'm dead. So it's a -1 whip. And I wasn't in a +0 chainmail. So one of the things that I do talk about here, I don't think this was a good. Yeah. So I was trying to get rid of the whip by use testing the scrolls. I don't think wasting something on the whip would have helped. The dagger would not have been enough for a vampire bat. It's just chainmail. General, I think this is bad, especially if there's the toad here, then the vampire bat is going to hit me twice. Um, so that would be the strategic thing, right? That would be the difference. Strategic would have champed the whip up and last that vampire bat. I'd love to know what was in here. And that scroll of negation might have been good for that. But I don't, right? Because you don't get to know. You have to earn knowledge. Let's see. So those are the sorts of things with strategy, right? I may have been able to go around here and figure something out exactly what's going on. Oh, okay, this is actually really interesting. These are like cages, right? So probably in here you get a cage key, or one of the things in here. These guys aren't going to be very good um, allies anyway, but they might be much better than what I've got. Um, and yeah, this is a really common time to start dying. So we'd like to improve in some way how we're talking about these things. Like I said, I think this could be, you could consider this a strategic problem. The big strategic problem would have been I didn't use the negation charm. I should have used that negation charm earlier. Actually, that's still tactical, right? The strategic problem would have been I should have used these enchantings on the whip, gotten either the whip off and with the dagger on, and maybe enchanted up that chainmail since it has been protected, and maybe that would have been enough to survive. Um, that's not really a good long term strategy. That's still fairly short term. But of course, yeah, sometimes you have to do short term things that are suboptimal for the long term. So there is a long term. Um, that's the point.